Okay, so what's your favorite part about Sausage Party?
We're not talking about Sausage Party, bro. That shit was fucking tragic.
Okay, well anyway, this is a video about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and also Spider-Man 2 PS5.
Yo, personally, I enjoyed Spider-Verse 2. That was like my favorite movie of all time. 10 out of 10 movie. Nothing's beating it.
Dude,
Forever be my favorite movie.
Across the Spider-Verse made me so mad. Like it made me so mad.
How did it make you mad? What did it make?
Because I'm a big fan of the Spider-Man video games. Okay, like I've 100%ed Spider-Man PS5. I'm almost done beating it a second time on the secret harder difficulty. Like, let me just tell you, man, I like those games. However, one thing, they established two things in the Spider-Man movie. Number one, they established that Insomniac Spider-Man is on the side of Miguel O'Hara. However, you know what they also established?
What?
They established that there can only be one Spider-Man per universe, and the fact that Miles Morales got bit by a spider caused Peter's death. Now, I don't know, maybe in the sequel to Across the Spider-Verse they'll say that, oh, Miguel was wrong about everything and he was just a big meanie and all this other stuff. However, in that movie, that is the belief amongst all the spider people. And Insomniac Spider-Man is there, and Miles Morales is a major part of the Insomniac Spider-Man universe.
Okay, but dude, if you think about this, canon events have been broken before. As you remember in Spider-Verse, Gwen's dad, Captain Stacy, he quit so he could be closer to Gwen. He was supposed to die the minute he became captain. So, canon events can be broken. So my whole point is that it doesn't matter if there's two Spider-Man apparently now. Because canon events can be broken, which is why Miles is going back to save his dad.
Why is Insomniac Spider-Man on Miguel O'Hara's side then?
Honestly, I feel like he was just there because he didn't even know what was going on. Because the Insomniac Spider-Man would have said something about the whole Spider-Man, the whole Spider-Verse.
That. Wait a second, that makes sense. Because in the Spider-Man 2 game, you see that Spider-Man, there's the Spider-Bots mission, and he's kind of a little unclear of what's going on, which means that would have to take place after that game, which means that there's a few things that can happen. Either Miles Morales dies in Spider-Man 3, or maybe Peter Parker, what he does is he decides he follows up on the Spider-Bots mission, and he's in the base for the first time in the Spider-Man movie.
I actually think Miles is gonna die.
You only listened to one incredibly small detail of what I said?
That's what I heard, because Miles is my favorite Spider-Man. And Miles can't die. Bro.
I was saying that was a possibility. The second thing I was establishing was more likely, which is just that he was walking through there and just happened to be there, because we do see that in the movie people are saying, "Oh, how you doing, man?" And he's like, "What's going on? My video game? What?" And it's a very, very brief scene that he's in the movie. So I guess I can give you the benefit of the doubt there.
Yeah, but the whole multiverse. What's your opinion on that? Like, honestly, do you feel like all of them are tied together and that every single event that happens to one Spider-Man has to exactly happen to him?
Absolutely not. I think they are 100% establishing for the next movie that Miguel O'Hara was wrong and he's a big meanie about everything.
Personally, I feel like Miguel is underrated. I know what he's doing is fucked up. He's told a kid to let his dad die. But you gotta realize that he experienced a lot too. Because if you guys don't know the backstory about him, basically what he did was, there was an alternate version of him. That alternate version died and he went in and took his place. And he became a father. He loved it and he enjoyed it, but everything just went to shambles.
Yeah.
And that's why he has probable cause to be doing all this, because he's trying to avoid all this shit from happening. I get it, but I feel like him having a bunch of Spider-Man chase Miles is much.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I'm saying they might completely retcon his backstory. Because remember when he was explaining his backstory at the beginning of the movie and Gwen interrupted him?
Yeah.
What if it turns out that he gave a whole fabricated past?
What do you mean by fabricate?
Okay, what if, let's just say he didn't really trust Miles all too much, so he decides to make it seem a bit more himself seem more sympathetic. Oh, he's just trying to spend time with his daughter, but that caused the multiverse to go yada yada yada, blah 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 blah, bada booey, beep me bum, and then all this stuff happens, and then he decides that Miles is like, oh man, I guess I gotta just give in to you guys. I think that that's a chance. They're setting that up, potentially. But think about it like this. Think about it like this. They never showed his comic book backstory like they did with every other Spider-Man.
Actually, true. Think he's a fake?
I think that they're setting it up where, he's not being as truthful as he's letting on, which, I guess that was a stupid way of me calling him a liar, but you know what? You know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay, I got another question. What's your opinion on the alternate version of Miles? The one who was actually meant to become Spider-Man, but the whole spider got transferred over to our Miles as well.
I think he's pretty cool.
Yeah, okay, but you see him more as a villain or as an anti-hero? Because we haven't seen him in action yet, but he did almost punch freaking Miles' head.
I mean, if he was a villain, wouldn't he have already killed Miles?
Yeah, he would have. But they're just whole skeptical about the whole thing because they're like so confused because they realize that they're the same.
I'm so
person.
salty about that. Miles should not have gone. He has a spider sense. He should not have gone jumped by the alternate Miles. So I think when Miles started to attack Miles, Miles should have realized that Miles was about to attack him. So what Miles would have to do would be that he would have to notice Miles. So he would have to dodge Miles and then
you
counter
just said
Miles.
Miles a million times.
Okay.
5 seconds.
Sorry. I'll stop saying Miles. So Kilometer notices other Kilometer.
Okay. Listen, I feel like what's gonna happen in the start of the movie. Quote me on this, because if this actually happens, I have like mind controlling powers. I feel like what's gonna happen at the start of the movie, Miles and our Miles is gonna have a fight. They're gonna have a huge fight.
They're gonna go pew 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 pew.
Uncle Aaron, listen to me. I feel like Uncle Aaron is going to end up feeling sympathetic towards him because that's still his uncle, even if it's an alternate dimension. So I feel like Uncle Aaron's gonna let our Miles go. He's gonna find some way to get home because Gwen's coming to save him. Actually, what Gwen did is Gwen is really an asshole. Gwen is really an asshole.
Oh shit! What'd she do?
Dude, she lied to him this whole time. She could have came to see him this entire time. He was crying about. I'm not saying he was actually crying, but like he was worrying for like a year and a half, saying that he could never see her, and she could have came to see him at any point, any point in time.
Let me tell you something. One of my favorite Spider-Men is Spider-Man Noir. Notice how Spider-Man Noir, we didn't see him in that whole thing. We didn't see Spider-Man Noir or Spider-Ham in the whole cathedral. So you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that Spider-Man Noir is a real one. I'm thinking that because Miles wasn't explicitly saying he missed Gwen. Like, he was writing her picture and stuff, and, he definitely did like her, but he never explicitly said that he was missing her. So I'm thinking that I hope that this is a plot point in the next one. I hope that it turns out that Spider-Man Noir is outright against everything. And I guess this goes for Spider-Ham too, because we didn't really see him either.
And that girl with the giant robot. I don't even remember her name.
She was with Miguel.
She was?
Yeah.
Dude, wow, you have amazing memory because I do not remember her at all.
Yeah. She was with Miguel, and Miles was like, "You too, Penny," and then she's like shaking her head, kind of sad. So we know she went through her canon event.
Yeah.
Wow.
Alright, now we're gonna sidetrack. Okay, let's okay, back to Spider-Man. Back to Spider-Man.
So
I have a question. Shut the fuck up. I have a question. What's your opinion on freaking Mayor Osborn? I hate that asshole. He starts every problem in Spider-Man, specifically Insomniac. Because mind you, he's the reason why Martin Lee got powers in the first place. Doc Ock hates him because he's just like, he took away everything he had. I can't even blame Doc Ock for becoming a villain. I know he did have some hateful intent. He did kill some people. But mind you, Osborn started everything and he never gets any repercussions.
Alright, okay, so here's the thing. I understand parts of what he was doing in the fact that he wanted to protect his son's life. Like, I have a very close relationship with my father, and I could definitely see my father trying to create viruses or do whatever the hell to try to save my life if I were in Harry's situation. However, he's also such a fucking asshole. Like, he had absolutely no reason to go after Octavius's work. Like tell me what you told me the other week about what he did to Octavius's labs and stuff.
Yeah, so Osborn, what Osborn did was he went. Osborn and Octavius, they were lab partners in college or whatever. And apparently, Oscorp was Otto's idea, but Osborn took it, made a whole company, and Otto's been working under Osborn's grant ever since. And then in the original Spider-Man game, if you guys played it, it was originally on the PS4. Osborn comes, takes all the lab equipment, which starts his revenge arc. Now, I realize what Otto did is wrong. He deserves to be in prison. Mind you, he's still in prison right now, and Osborn goes to visit him in prison. That's a spoiler for the end of the second game if nobody has played it or seen it. But I honestly feel like Osborn deserves to be in a cell longer than Otto does. That's just my opinion, though.
Let me tell you something. You know what Osborn did that really grinded my gears?
What do you do?
He blamed Spider-Man for Harry's condition.
Dude, your son is going around as a big ass.
He bit a dude's head off.
Yeah, exactly.
He bit a dude's head off. He ate him. He fucking ate Craven's skull.
Craven deserved that shit.
He did, but his son ate a dude's head. And you remember when Harry and Norman were talking, when Harry first became the Venom symbiote, and Norman was talking through the speakers like, "No, don't hurt my precious baby boy."
No, but mind you, before that, he said, "Please help my son." I helped him. We got him out. He mind you, during the fight, when Harry like took off the venom out of his head, he said, "Kill me." He didn't kill him. He stopped it. He got it off. The reason why he's in that bad condition is because of the sickness. The sickness is not our fault. The venom was our fault. But we got rid of the venom. That's my whole point.
But here's the thing. Let me ask you one more question. Okay,
What?
so I mean, we all have our opinions about this other stuff, but let me add a Spider-Man 2 theory. Do you think Peter will eventually get the anti-venom suit to Harry?
We'll figure it out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, you're wrapping up the video now?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna slap you in the face real quick.
Wow.
Ow! I accidentally slapped myself.